Hey guys, what is going on? It is me, BakuriBox12 here, and welcome back to another Realm of the Mad God discussion video. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. I think we might be going on a year now. But I want to make this one very short and to the point. And I actually talked about it in the short little Realm series that I did with EDKI, and that is, does Realm of the Mad God need music? Does Realm need a soundtrack to go with the gameplay? Yes, absolutely. I think Realm would extremely benefit from having its own soundtrack. Yeah, we have one theme to go with the game, one single song, and truth be told, 75% of the community doesn't even play with music on. So it kind of defeats the purpose of even having music. Now that can go both ways. You might be thinking, well, even if there was a good soundtrack to go with it, people would still not be playing with it because it's distracting. If you're in a Skype call or on TeamSpeak or something with friends, you don't want to have that music playing because it's distracting if you want to hear them. And I get that. That's why we shut the music off. But even for solo play, I don't listen to the Realm music whenever I'm playing alone because it's one theme. It's repetitive. I've heard it so many times, and the only time I ever go back to it to listen to it is if I want to have some nostalgia, because it gives me nostalgia. That's the power of music, and that's actually why I'm making this video, because I think that if Realm had a big, grand-scale soundtrack, I mean, I'm not talking anything big, I mean, writing music's really hard, I get that. I'm just saying, if Realm did have its own soundtrack, I think it would really add to the last stability, because that's something that people are kind of complaining about, that Kabam isn't making updates for the game enough, and that they aren't coming out enough, and whenever they do make an update, it's really small and minor changes, and even whenever The Alchemist was added, nobody really made a big deal about that after the first week was up. So what I think is that instead of trying to add to the gameplay of Realm, because let's face it, Realm has an established formula. You can't make a severe change to the game without changing its core gameplay mechanics. Like adding pets. That was a big change to the gameplay. Taking away Ammies was a big change to the gameplay. Adding shatters was not a change to gameplay. That's an addition to it. It didn't change anything, it just added a bit more. So instead of trying to do more of that, add more items, add more skins, add more dungeons, maybe we need to take a step back from all of that and maybe focus on Realm's experience and how the player feels whenever they play. Because music is very powerful. I mean, think back to some of your childhood video games. If you were to hear the music from that, you would get some serious flashbacks, some incredible nostalgia, because that's how powerful it is. And like I said earlier, Realm's main theme does that for me. It takes me back to when I first explored Realm of the Mad God. And if Kabam was somehow able to add a different theme for every area of the map, the beach had a different theme from the lowlands, midlands, highlands, and the mountains, I think it would really make it feel like a world that you were traveling through. And it would make Realm of the Mad God seem more mystical and adventurous, because that's what it wants to be. That's what Realm is. It's meant to be an adventure. But whenever you're sitting in Godlands killing things with just the sound of gods dying, with no music to back it up, it gets very bland. I want to take a moment to say that I think Realm looks great. I love the sprite work, I love the colors, I think Realm is a very visually appealing game. But that's only one half of the whole immersive experience that we as players are looking for. Visuals and sound. Adding a soundtrack would complete that experience, and in turn, I think it would make it a lot more memorable. And if you are playing solo, I think listening to music would really help ease some of that monotony that the game throws at you. Now, how would this happen? How would Kabam possibly be able to conjure up a soundtrack? Well, I don't know. I did have the idea that maybe fans, young music composers who were fans of the game, they could make their own track to a specific dungeon and send it to Kabam and get approved. And if Kabam liked it enough, they could use it in the game and give all the credit to that person, giving them publicity and giving Kabam free work. And then we, the players, get rewarded with good music and something for us to listen to while we play. Now, I highly doubt that this is going to happen. That would be amazing if it did, but this is just something for all of us to think about, and if everybody is really on board with that, maybe we could convince Kabam to do so. I mean, just think about all the fire levels and ice levels that you've played through before in other games. Any one of those themes would be perfect for either the Abyss of Demons or the Ice Cave. Maybe get some hardcore electric guitar to represent the destructive nature of the lava, and maybe get the faint sound of wind chimes to play in the background of the Ice Cave. It's little stuff. It doesn't have to be super complicated. I'm not asking for a super orchestral cultural soundtrack that's beyond its time. I'm just asking for something to remember. And music is one of the best ways that you can do that. So if you guys agree, post in the comments what you think about this idea. Or if you have a different idea, post in the comments as well. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. And as always, don't forget to check out the next episode whenever I post it, which will probably be soon. Alright. See ya.